say one more time. So Pete Carroll takes that dumpster. I'm going to do this before I get my boy Barrett on. So Pete Carroll takes that dumpster fire and Geno Smith that turns his career around, turns him into an MVP. But Kyle Shanahan is now, he can't turn Trey Lance into a good quarterback, gave up 3 ones for the guy. And I'm supposed to believe that Kyle Shanahan's a better coach than Pete Carroll? The Seahawks win the West. Okay? Let's go to my guy, man. I miss this dude. So much, man. It is Barrett Brooks. He joins us now.
I miss you too, man. I miss you too, bro. How's it going, man?
Dude, absolutely. NBC Philadelphia, make sure you catch Barrett, man, as he covers the Eagles like nobody else, and he gives it to you straight, just like everyone else again, too, here. Barrett, I'll tell you what, man. Give me what you want to see tonight versus the Browns. Would you agree? You and I used to play between 4 and 5 exhibition games. Now it's cut down to 3. This is kind of the dress rehearsal, right?
It is, you know, because I doubt – no, it's not I doubt. I know no Eagles starters will play next week for sure. It's just how the league is now. And I can't say that it's soft because at this point we had 22 starters play in the Super Bowl that started the year off for the Eagles. So I can't do anything but just agree upon what they've been doing. So at this point, I want to see the defensive side of the ball, number one. I want to see Nakobe Dean go out there and start and play. That's my biggest thing right now. My biggest thing, I want to see Nakobe Dean play. I got a lot of faith in him. I believe in his ability to be a starter. How good of a starter, we'll see. But that's what I want to see, man. You know, I want to see how he works because he got some great guys in front of him. Some great guys in front of him. And that was what makes a middle linebacker, the guys in front of him. So he has an opportunity to be pretty good.
I'll say this to you, Barrett, and I've kind of pulled back on it. I'm kind of in your camp with this. Look, I want to know why the Eagles feel so comfortable that he's going to replace 160 tackles.
Yes,
and that's all I kind of want to see. Show me why you're so comfortable with that. And so let's see some reps. Because for me, Barrett, you know, I'll get to Sidney Brown in a minute, but I mean, I don't know. This guy's been there 4 months. I'm more impressed with him than I have been in a year and a half with Nakobe so far. So, I mean, I think really it's just getting out there and feeling comfortable. Barrett, I would have wanted them to bring back TJ and have him as a sandbacker,
yes,
and have him matriculate his game, kind of what they did with Seth, and then he can evolve into that Mike. I thought that may have been the perfect situation for him.
That would have been a perfect situation. I mean, just going under his tutelage, a guy, you know, TJ Edwards he wasn't going to blow you out with measurables. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't fast, but he wasn't slow as pond water. But he was there to make a play. He got himself better. He redefined his body. He went out there and showed and proved that he's a starting linebacker in the league. And put, you know, Nakobe beside him and learn the game. You know, he's fast enough to play. He's good enough to play. Now they put themselves in a position where they had to go out and get two other linebackers, you know. So, I mean, they had to go get Cunningham. They had to get Miles. So that makes me believe that, all right, there wasn't a lot of trust in that linebacking, that meeting room. You know what I'm saying? But I know you said Brown, and I know we're going to talk about him in a minute, man, but he's shown me something, man.
I'll tell you what, Barrett, I said this to open the show about him, and, you know, everyone was talking about Devin Witherspoon, and I like him too. He's one of my favorite players. However, you know, when Lovey didn't coach him his senior year and the guy from Wisconsin came down, I went like this, and you have said this numerous times to me about schemes. Sometimes your skill set's not accentuated with good coaching. And to me, when I look at Sidney Brown, I'm like, the shit he's doing right now with the Eagles, he didn't do that on tape at Illinois. He's running through tackles. He's getting folks on the ground. Now the corners he's playing with, plus he's got Patricia, Desai. You're playing with better people. You're in a better situation, just like Josh Allen, Barrett. I mean, Wyoming, you really think he was going to get great coaching there? When he goes to Buffalo, all of a sudden he gets Brian Dable. He's got Dorsey. He's got, you know, he's got all those good coaches up there. So to me, this guy looks like he's a first-round talent because he's being put in a better position to succeed. Am I right when I'm saying that?
Bro, when I was watching Derek Witherspoon, I kept seeing this kid, number 30, flash in front of me. like, who is this? Who's this safety we're talking about? We're not even talking about him. We're talking about Devin Witherspoon. I'm looking at this say he keeps jumping out at me. And the more and more I look at him, and the more and more I look at how he plays, I tell people this, and I hope people don't just take it and run with it like I'm saying he's going to be a Hall of Famer. But I was with two great players in the infancy of their career before they were Hall of Famers, and I was with Brian Dawkins and Troy Polamalu. And I remember certain characteristics in the games they played and how they played the game. Everything was full speed. He wanted to take your head off on every single play. They ran and produced every single time they were given an opportunity. I see them same characteristics in this kid, Brown. The same exact characteristics. This kid will be special. Once given the opportunity to be a starter, he'll be special. He might not start this year because I tell you what, I know you don't like Kayvon Wallace, but Kayvon Wallace is showing me something, man, that towards the end of the year and what he's done in camp, he's deserving of being a starter. I do like the talent they got there. Now, they believe in those safety position guys. You know why? Because they haven't brought anybody else in. They didn't believe in the linebacker position. They brought somebody in. They have yet to bring in a safety to really go for that position. That's because they like Kayvon Wallace and they like Sidney Brown a lot. And they like Terrell Edmonds also.
I'm doing something here that I've got to do. I haven't told Barrett this yet, but I'm going to bow to him here. And Jeff McClain. I'll tell you something, dude. I went back and watched. I said, what's Barrett talking about? So I go back and I go like this. I watched CJ Gardner-Johnson last year. I can't tell you how many missed fits, running around, getting turned around. And I said this, I go, you know what? Barrett's right. This guy had a fluke year. You know how a guy sometimes is in the right spot at the right time with great people around you? I got to tell you, man, he was so bad and getting people on the ground and run fits that, get this, that kid Edmonds might actually be an upgrade. He gets turned around a little bit in pass coverage, but in the run game, he knows what he's doing when it comes to run fits. And now when you add some of these other guys, I'll tell you something too, Barrett, watching those guys in the first week against the Ravens, like you and I don't give a shit about stats or what have you. However, they were doing this, Barrett. They were communicating. They were talking. They were moving guys around. And I was pleasantly surprised with the depth that they have back there.
Yeah, you're exactly right, man. And I kept telling people, CJ Gardner-Johnson, there were two guys that hurt them in a run, and why they were in the last half of the. I mean, they were like ranked like number 5, number 4 as far as stopping a run. They were in the top. I mean, they were in the bottom 5.
Yeah,
the 5. And that's because Hargrave, number 1, wasn't going to give you anything on the pass. I mean, on the run stopping. I saw him get double team and put 10 yards down the field and put on his head. And then Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, he just wasn't run fit. His run fit wasn't there. He was trying to learn it, but he didn't have the tools to go up there and really stop the run. I mean, he didn't have lead in his ass to go up there and stop the run. Yep. Kayvon Wallace showed that last year. You know what I'm saying? He did a great job last year towards the end of the year of getting guys on the ground, tackling, and making sure. I like his pass, his passing defense, but I didn't think he was very good in the run, man. That's just me.
Couple last questions for you here. I look at the depth and I go, Josh Sills, dude, I'll tell you this. You and me thought that this kid Tyler Steen had to be tied to a chair and had his ass whipped a little bit. But boy, I'll tell you what, he could play right tackle, right guard, and I think he could start on probably 60% of the teams in the National Football League. And now when you have Dennis Kelly, Jack Driscoll, the ultimate Swiss Army knife, and Josh Sills there, Barrett, am I right when I'm looking at it, am I going, are they deeper this year?
How is that possible? Exactly. How is that possible, man? You know what?
Am I overblowing that statement? Why do I feel better now about this offensive line group being deeper?
There's no question about that. And I thought Sills, he was going to take a little bit for him to learn how to be that strong and assertive player. He looks strong to me, bro.
Yeah.
He looked standing out there when they put him at tackle guard. It's going to take a bit of learning, man, but he looks good. as that swap tackle or wherever they're going to put him at. We know Kelly has, he's got plenty of starts on it. He'll be okay. But like you said, they got Swiss Army knives and guys that can go out there and play each position. I like them. To me, they're more deep this year than they were last year. You're right. You're absolutely right.
All right. I got to do this, man. The guy who I stole this from, are you comfortable with Marshmello being number 3? Here's why I say this, Barrett. You lose A.J. Brown or you lose Devontae, you got Devontae Smith and Quez. That's not going to move the needle, dude, when you got to play them good AFC teams. I don't know. I mean, I'm not saying you have to have a superstar at number 3, but you got to have a reliable guy there at number 3.
Well, I mean, Big Seals. What if one of those guys that I don't want to say it, but what if that happens?
I know. It's
now
not
you gotta be
a
pushed.
deep room. It's not a deep room.
Right. So I don't know, man. That's the only deficiency I see on the offensive side of the ball that they have is depth at that, and also looking at depth at receiving tight end.
I brought that up too. Who's Dan Arnold, dude? I mean, who is that guy? Right? I'm like this. I got one last question for you. Who would you rather have? Matt Ryan, Nick Foles, or Marcus Mariota as the backup quarterback to Jalen?
Nick Foles. All right, man. Nick Foles, bro. That's just my pick, bro.
You got to have it, man. Nick Foles. Dude, I tell you what, man. I'm going to be watching your show, man, after the you're working tonight, correct?
Yes, sir. I'm at work right now. That's why I'm sitting there, man. I had to get Big Seals in. Big Seals asked, I got to be there.
Man, that's awesome.
Actually got to be there.
I'll always be there for you. Hey, by the way, man, when we come to Hooters, we're going to be doing a bunch of stuff at King of Prussia.
I can't wait.
You have to come up there, man. My treat when you come up. You have to come up, dude. You have to come up, please.
I appreciate it, bro. I'll be there, all right?
Well, I'll tell you what, man. I'll make sure the house, it's all you can eat.
Set it down together, baby.
You got it, man. Thank you, Barrett. Have a great show tonight, my friend.
Appreciate it, Sil. Appreciate you, bro.
You got it, man. That is my dear friend, Barrett Brooks. I love him. His fantastic family. Absolutely great. So, again, really cool stuff. We appreciate him coming aboard with us. He wants Nick Foles. All right. He wants Nick Foles. All right. Hey, we're going to reset everything here, but don't forget, folks, I just talked about, Hooters and the 35th anniversary that 40th anniversary that they have. I mean, look, I've been involved with them for 35 years, I should say, so it's kind of an anniversary for me. But Hooters is celebrating their 40th anniversary. Ever since they opened up the doors in Clearwater, Florida, it is now expanded all over. And there's 7 locations in the Northeast area. You go to northeasthooters.com, okay? As you just heard me talk with Barrett, I'm going to be at the King of Prussia one. We're going to have a great time. I invite all of you to come up with us. Your fantasy draft parties, this is your place for you to go. Your football tonight, the place is packed right now. Absolutely packed. Actually, all 7 are packed in the Northeast area for Eagle Ball tonight, the official home of Eagle fans. The iconic Hooter girls are going to be there to serve you. Look, Tuesdays, you buy 10 wings, right? 10 boneless wings for free. Wing Wednesdays, 1983. How's this? All you can eat, a 40-year anniversary item that we have had on that menu forever. 6 items, $6. Fried pickles, your favorite brew. Just get to any one of the Hooters, any one of the 7 locations in the Northeast area by going to northeasthooters.com for you to be able to find that local location nearest you. You can also go over to my website, at Dan Sileo Show, my Twitter site, and you'll see when we'll be in town at the King of Prussia Hooters for you to be able to come out and have a cold one with us. And when you go to Hooters, do me a favor, you tell them Big Sil sent you.